Learn It, a series of digital scrapbooking tutorials by Studio Wendy at Scrapbook Graphics. Hey everyone, today we are going to be looking at the Smart Paper templates and the brand new action that I've created to work with them. This newest set of templates I've made allow you to use text-based smart objects in order to create your paper. I really love smart objects and the way that they can be updated in 1 or 2 clicks, and they make making pattern papers so easy. So today we're going to look at one of these text-based templates and how this handy little action can help us out. So this paper here has A, B, C, D, E for the different layers, and each of those letters is collected into a folder so that you can just open that folder, change one letter, and you've changed every letter. I'm going to go ahead and replace these letters with symbols instead for this particular paper. So I'm going to go ahead and expand the A, double click on the thumbnail, which brings up the smart object. Now you'll see here in the layers panel that this smart object is actually a text layer. That means I can double click on that T and I can edit the text. So let's go ahead and make this a %, and let's change the font. Okay, now you'll see that this new symbol goes off the canvas. And if I saved this just like this and close out of it, you'll see it's cropped off on the top and it's not centered on the canvas. So we really need to recenter that piece of artwork. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on this again and bring up my actions panel. So this new action is called the Smart Template Reveal. And all you have to do is click play. And you'll get this message that if you double click your smart object like we have here and edit the text, then if the image is off the screen, this action is going to fix that. So press continue. And you'll see here it has fixed it. If we double click and open that, we can see the entire symbol is now on that canvas. Now, one thing I also wanted to mention, if you don't want to see that annoying little message every single time you run it, uncheck the check mark next to the stop step and it will skip over that. So let's go ahead and close this, and we'll close the A folder, and we'll do this again in the B folder. So this time I'm going to use the hashtag. And the great thing about this is once I've changed my font, let's just do that one, I don't even have to deselect or click off of it at all. I can simply press play and it will fix it right there. Okay, so we've done A and B. Let's edit C. I have to hit Command A to select all the text. And then I can go back and hit the plus sign. Now, another thing you can do is assign that action to an F key. If you click on the contextual menu up here and go down to Action Options, you can assign a function key so that you don't have to go find the Actions panel and find the action every time. You just hit that F key or Shift F key if you have already assigned the plain F key somewhere, and then you'll be able to run that action without having to pull up the Actions panel. So let's go ahead and edit this. I can also change the font up here so that I can leave my Actions panel up. And that also works really well. And we forgot to change the letter there. So let's see, what should we make this one? Let's make it a question mark. And press play. And there we go, that's updated. And one last one. Let's double click that. And again, I forgot to put a symbol. Let's make a symbol. Okay. So now here at this point, everything has been updated to a symbol. If I want to, I can go ahead and grab those layers and move them around a little bit. If I grab the folder, it will move everything in relation to each other, as opposed to grabbing an individual layer and trying to move that. But I can do both. So I can make those kind of adjustments. I also wanted to show you that even though these are font templates, if you have a font that's made out of doodles, you can actually use this to create images. So for example, I can change that, and we could update this completely with symbols if we wanted to. Let's just try another one. I've got all kinds of symbol fonts loaded just because they're fun to use. So you see you can do some really fun things with that. I'm going to go ahead and step back 2 steps. If I go back 1 step, that returns the first object and the second object there. Okay. So I think my percent signs, I don't like how large those are because they're crashing into some of the other elements. So I can double click on that, hit Command T, and actually size that down, save it and close it. And that makes it a little bit smaller there. So whenever you're happy with your paper, you can go ahead and then update the texture and the colors if you want. And now again, we can do this, we can update each one of these layers here separately if we want. So we can have a different color for each symbol if we want to. So let's just pick 2 of them here. Let's do this one. And then we can change this background. And that makes me want to change the rest of these orange ones here. Okay, so if that's done, now I have this texture on top, and of course I can play around with the different blending modes if I want to and the opacity. And then I can also add additional textures if I want to. So here's a texture. I'm going to copy and paste it here. And let's see, I've got another one. And then if I want, I can even change the color of these. So you see there's lots of flexibility here. So just however you would normally do your paper, you can add your overlays and make your adjustments this way. And then we can even adjust the opacity of these layers if we want to. And we are done updating those papers. So this handy little tool, the Smart Template Reveal, is a quick time saver for when you're editing these text layers to have everything fit on the screen nicely. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope you enjoy Smart Paper templates as much as I do. I will see you next time.